You've heard the name Shona all your life. It's on your ID, it's in your textbooks. It's how the whole world knows you. But here's something that might surprise you. Your ancestors never called themselves that. Not once.
Today, we are going back before the name Shona ever existed to find out who our ancestors actually said they were.
So where did the name Shona come from?
Here is where the story becomes mysterious because historians still do not fully agree. There are at least 4 main theories. Theory number 1, the Ndebele theory. So according to the Ndebele theory, so this is the one most people grew up hearing. It says the word came from the Ndebele, possibly from Ukuchona, which means in English to sink or to go down. After military victories, especially against the Roji, the word was used for the defeated people of the plateau. In this version, Shona began as something close to an insult. Then theory number 2, which is the sunset theory. Another idea traces the word to an older Karanga term, Shonalanga, which means where the sun sets. Over time, the land to the west became known as Mashonaland, the people of the land, Mashona. Theory number 3, it's older than the wars. This one challenges the first theory. All the European maps and travel writings from the 1600s and 1700s already use words that sound like Sajona, Soyouna, and Machone for people of this region. These records appear before the major Ndebele Shona conflicts of the 1830s. If they are accurate, the name existed earlier than the insult story suggests. Then we have theory number 4, the gold theory. This one is a less common idea. It links Shona to Indian Ocean trade. In Hindi or Gujarati and Punjabi, words like Sona and Soona mean gold or beauty. The plateau was famous for its gold. Could traders have left a linguistic fingerprint that stuck? So which one is true? Honestly, no one can say for certain. But almost every historian agrees on the next part of the story. The next part of the story is on how Shona became the name. whatever the deepest roots of the word, it was not used as one single umbrella name for all these groups until much later. Colonial administrators and Christian missionaries began applying it more widely in the early 1900s. The decisive moment most historians point to is in 1931, the Dock report. That report standardized the language for schools and administration. It grouped the related dialects together and locked in Shona as the official name. So, in other words, the people, the culture, the stone cities, the kingdoms, all of that is centuries older. Great Zimbabwe, the Mutapa state, the Roji, but the single name Shona covering everyone, that is closer to 150 and 200 years old. Could traders have left a linguistic fingerprint that stuck? So which one is true? Honestly, no one can say for certain. Let me clarify something about the theories I've just mentioned. A theory is an idea or an explanation that people come up with to try to understand something that happened in the past or how something works. It is not a proven fact. It is the best guess based on the evidence we currently have. So think of it like this. You see wet ground outside. So theory number 1, it rained last night. Theory number 2, someone watered the garden. Theory number 3, a pipe broke. All 3 are possible explanations. We look at clues, wet footprints or weather reports, broken pipes to decide which theory is strongest. Sometimes we never know 100% for sure. How this relates to the Shona name discussion we are having today. When we talk about where the name Shona came from, no one has a final perfect answer with complete proof. That is why historians offer different theories. For example, theory number 1, the Ndebele theory, which states that the Shona name started as a word meaning to sink or as an insult after wars. And then the number 2 theory, the sunset theory, which suggested that the Shona name came from a word meaning where the sun sets. Theory number 3, the older than the wars theory, which says the word already appeared on maps in the 1600s and 1700s. And the 4th theory, the gold theory, which suggests the name Shona may be linked to Indian words for gold. So each theory is a possible explanation. Historians study old maps, travel writings, language patterns, and oral history, then decide which theory seems strongest. But because the evidence is incomplete, they still disagree. So in short, a theory is a smart, evidence-based guess. In this video subject, the 4 theories are different smart guesses about the true origin of the name Shona. So you may be asking yourself why this matters. This is not about throwing the name Shona away. Millions of people carry it with pride today. That pride is real and it matters. But it is worth knowing this. Before any outsider gave a label, our ancestors already had ways of understanding who they were. Through kingdom, through clan, through dialect, and simply through being Vanhu, being people. Names carry history, and sometimes knowing where a name came from tells you just as much as the name itself. So if this surprised you, you are not alone. Most people have never heard this part of the story. Drop a comment. Did your family ever use a different name for themselves before Shona? I would love to hear it. Subscribe for more videos that dig into where our traditions and names really come from. I'll see you next in the next video.